March 1944, skies over Germany. Midday over Germany. The high-altitude sun glints off silvery aircraft. General Major Adolf Galland, chief of the Luftwaffe's fighter force, banks his fighter in disbelief. He has climbed hurriedly to verify a disturbing rumour: American single-engine fighters escorting bombers deep into the Reich. Below, hundreds of B-17 Flying Fortress bombers drone toward their targets. But unlike previous raids, the bombers are not alone. Sleek P-51 Mustangs shimmer in the thin air around the formation. Galland's eyes narrow. Officially, he was told this couldn't happen. Germany's foes had no fighter that could fly 600 miles from England to Berlin. Hermann Göring had long recognized America's vast industrial potential, warning Hitler that US factories could easily shift to war production. But Hitler and his advisors dismissed Franklin Roosevelt's 1940 aircraft program as mere propaganda. At 30,000 feet, contrails of twin-engine Bf-100s and Ju-88s are suddenly joined by these nimble new adversaries. Galland watches as Mustangs peel off to attack. Within seconds, gunfire threatens his aircraft. Tracers streak past Galland's cockpit. He throws his fighter into a steep dive. Shell casings from his own guns stream out, a desperate ploy to distract the pursuers. The ruse works briefly. The Mustangs break off and Galland slips into cloud, his heart pounding. He has survived and escaped the battle. Levelling off safely away from the combat, Galland grasps the bitter truth. The Allies have brought fighters deep into Germany's airspace. The P-51 Mustang now rules these skies. In that moment, Galland knows the balance of air power is tilted. The Luftwaffe is in peril. How did we reach this moment? Part 1. Luftwaffe, Ascendancy, and the Allied Crisis. September 1939. Germany's Luftwaffe is supreme in Europe. Hermann Göring boasts that no enemy bombers will ever reach German soil. "No enemy bomber can reach the Ruhr," he declares. "If one reaches the Ruhr, you can call me Meyer." For a time, he is right. Messerschmitt Bf-109s rule the skies over Poland and France. But as the United States enters the war, American commanders bet on daylight precision bombing. The B-17 and B-24 will strike by day, the British by night. The flying fortresses are armed to the teeth. The theory is they can defend themselves, but theory gives way to blood. By mid-1943, deep raids into Germany become slaughter. October 14th, 1943. Black Thursday. 291 B-17s fly to Schweinfurt beyond the range of their escorts. The Luftwaffe tears into them. One airman later said, "Wherever one looked, there were Germans attacking, and B-17s smoking, burning and spinning down. 60 bombers fall. 600 airmen die or vanish. A quarter of the attacking force is lost in a single mission. The 8th Air Force halts deep strikes. The Germans exploit a critical weakness. They know exactly when to attack, just beyond the range of Allied fighters. Spitfires and Thunderbolts must turn back. The bombers continue alone, and the Luftwaffe is waiting." By late 1943, the Allies face a crisis. They need a fighter that can go the distance, one that can fly to Berlin and back. Part 2. The birth of an unlikely solution. Across the Atlantic, that fighter already exists. In 1940, Britain's Purchasing Commission approaches North American Aviation to build P-40s under license. Instead, James Dutch Kindleberger and his team proposed designing a superior aircraft. In 102 days, they produced the NA-73X prototype. It flies that October. The British name it Mustang. The early Mustang, powered by the Allison V1710 engine, is fast and sleek but lacks high-altitude performance. Above 15,000 feet, power fades. It is excellent down low, ideal for reconnaissance and ground attack. The British use it over France and Dieppe in 1942. It proves fast and deadly at treetop level but cannot fight above the clouds. German pilots dismiss it as no serious threat, but British engineers see potential. Part 3. The Merlin engine revolution. In 1942, test pilot Ronald Harker flies the Mustang and writes a detailed report suggesting that with a powerful two-stage supercharged Merlin, e.g. the Merlin 61 family, its performance could be outstanding. Rolls-Royce fits prototypes with two-stage Merlin engines from this family. The transformation is immediate. The new Mustang climbs higher, flies faster, and roars to over 430 miles per hour at around 30,000 feet. In America, Air Attaché Thomas Hitchcock urges the Army Air Forces to adopt the Merlin Mustang. North American Aviation reworks the design with the Packard-built Merlin to V1650. A 4-bladed propeller, a new cowling, and added fuel capacity extend its reach to about 1,600 miles with external drop tanks, ferry range, with combat radius sufficient to escort bombers to Berlin and back. The P-51B and C are born. By late 1943, the first Mustangs arrive in England with the 354th Fighter Group. Donald Blakesley, already an ace from flying with the RAF Eagle squadrons, helps pioneer P-51 operations and later declares it the best fighter he has ever flown. In January 1944, General James Doolittle takes command of the 8th Air Force. His order changes everything. The first duty of the escorts is to destroy German fighters, sweep the Luftwaffe from the skies. Part 4, Breaking the Luftwaffe, the Long-Range Offensive, January 1944. Mustangs with drop tanks cross deep into Germany, over Oschersleben, over Hanover, over the heart of the Reich. On February 20th, Big Week begins. For 6 days, American bombers strike aircraft factories while Mustangs duel with the Luftwaffe. Roughly 1/5 of Germany's veteran fighter pilots are killed or captured in that single week. March 4th, 1944. P-51s escort bombers to Berlin for the first time. Goering watches from the ground. High above, vapour trails twist across the sky. After the war, when questioned about when he knew the situation was dire, Goering acknowledged that when he saw American long-range fighters over Berlin, he knew the results would be tragic. Doolittle's tactics unleash the Mustangs. No longer chained to close escort, they hunt freely. They dive on airfields, trains and convoys. The hunters become the hunted. By D-Day, the Luftwaffe is crippled. Over Normandy, the Allies own the skies. Part 5. The fall of the Luftwaffe and Allied air supremacy. Through late 1944 and into 1945, the Mustangs strike everywhere. They escort bombers, strafe airfields, and devastate what remains of German air power. Even the revolutionary Me-262 jet, fast but vulnerable on takeoff and landing, cannot turn the tide. The Luftwaffe's final gamble, Operation Bodenplatte on New Year's Day 1945, ends in ruin. Allied aircraft are destroyed on the ground, but German losses in pilots and planes are irreplaceable. By war's end, the P-51 has destroyed nearly 5,000 enemy aircraft in air combat, more than any other American fighter in Europe. Another 4,131 fall on the ground. When Germany collapses, the verdict is clear. German pilots, including Adolf Galland, later acknowledged the P-51 as a formidable opponent, though Galland himself never called it the best American fighter of the war. In his post-war writings, he reserved his highest praise for the British Spitfire, remarking, "The best thing about the Spitfire Mark 14 was that there were so few of them." Rast, Part 6, Legacy of the P-51 Mustang. By May 1945, more than 15,000 Mustangs have been built. They fly in every theatre from Europe to the Pacific. They make the daylight bombing offensive possible and bring the war's end closer. The Mustang combined speed, range, agility, and firepower. It changed the air war and history itself. What began as a design that German pilots once dismissed became the aircraft that helped defeat them. The P-51 Mustang stands as one of the greatest fighters ever built, proof that technological innovation can reshape the course of war. This video is based on historical accounts and wartime records. Every effort has been made to ensure accuracy through research of World War II documentation. Some quotations attributed to historical figures cannot be verified from primary sources, and may represent paraphrases or post-war recollections rather than exact contemporaneous statements. Some scenes are presented as dramatizations based on documented events. This production is created with respect for the people, events, and legacies it depicts, aiming to preserve history with authenticity and integrity.